In this problem, we'll look at perpendicular lines. We're asked to find the value of k such that 3x plus 7y equals 14 and ky minus 7x equals negative 3 are perpendicular. Before we start the problem, let's remind ourselves what the slopes of perpendicular lines, or how the slopes of perpendicular lines are related. And we need to remember that the product of the slopes of perpendicular lines is negative 1. And that's the key that we're going to use to find the value of k. Well, the way these lines are written, the equations, we can't read the slopes directly from them, so we'll rewrite each equation in slope-intercept form. We'll start with 3x plus 7y equals 14, and we'll solve for y. We subtract 3x on both sides, so we have 7y equals negative 3x plus 14. And then we'll multiply by 1/7 on both sides. Y equals 1/7 times negative 3x plus 14. And multiplying through by 1/7, we have y equals negative 3/7 x plus 1/7 times 14 is 2. So the slope of this line is negative 3/7. Now we'll look at the other line. This one has the k in it. We have ky minus 7x equals negative 3. Again, we want to solve for y. So we add 7x to both sides, and we have ky equals 7x minus 3. And we multiply both sides by 1 over k. Y equals 1 over k times 7x minus 3. And multiplying through, we have y equals 7 over k times x minus 3 over k. Now, whatever k is, the slope of this line is 7 over k. Now, remember that we're told that the lines are perpendicular. This means that the product of these slopes must be negative 1. That tells us that negative 3/7, which is the slope of the first line, times 7 over k has to equal negative 1. And if we can solve this for k, we'll be able to determine the value of k that makes those perpendicular. The equation we're solving is negative 3 over 7 times 7 over k equals negative 1. To multiply fractions, we need to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So we have negative 3 times 7 over 7 times k, and that equals negative 1. Now, since we have the numerator factored and the denominator factored, and they contain a common factor, we can cancel those factors of 7, and that leaves us with the negative 3 over k equals negative 1. Now, if I multiply both sides by k at this point, I will no longer have a k in the denominator. So I'll multiply this side by k and this side by k, and I'll have k times negative 3 divided by k, which will just give me negative 3, equals k times negative 1 would be the opposite of k. Now, I don't need the opposite of k, I need k, so I need to multiply both sides of this equation by negative 1, and that gives me that 3 equals k. And that is the answer because we were asked to find the value of k that would make those graphs perpendicular.